Hello there and welcome to my vlog entry for the 24th of July 2012. Well, first may I say sorry that to those of you that don't like bare chests, but today is not the coldest of days. In fact, it is very hot. It's probably one of the hottest days of the year in this country so far. And, well, when I came in, I took all my clothes off except my pants, because I was just so hot. But anyway, that was today. Yesterday, I didn't even leave the house, or my flat, should I say. I just stayed in. I woke up at about 10:30 in the morning, and I had a rather odd dream. I had a dream of my support worker, Jean Vernon, and for any blockies watching, no, it's not the same Jean Vernon who was in prison cell for coach for about 5 minutes back in 1979. Though she does look a bit like her, but it's not her. Honest. Please don't try and find out where I live or anything like that so you can actually meet her. Anyway, in this dream I had, her and someone else were being very serious, and they told me that I had a form of schizophrenia called multiple personality disorder. And basically, I was just thinking, oh my god, that is so awful. Entitlement to extra benefit money, DLA money. I'll be able to join that club where they take people on trips and all that. I can move into a walking assisted flat, so if I have an epileptic seizure and I end up dead, I won't be found in about 2 weeks when my mum comes round, or if she's dead and nobody comes round. I won't get found for about 6 weeks until one of the residents' association decided I must be smoking wacky backy because they can smell something odd downstairs from upstairs. I did actually go to a club when I first come here for people with mental disabilities, and I was rather promptly thrown out because apparently I'm not mentally disabled. What made me angry about that basically was they never even checked. They never even checked me over to see if I did have problems. And to be quite honest, the problems I've had over my life, I think I need help. I mean, you may not know it from watching this, or you may from my voice. I'm disabled. I can't move very fast. I have epilepsy, and I am the sort of disabled person that people don't really feel very sorry for. Really, they think I'm more of a joke than somebody to pity. And when you go through that in your life, I think eventually you do realise that you're not living a normal life because you've done something wrong. You're not living a normal life because you've been born with this disability. And they just never even checked it out. They just said piss off, basically. I went and saw my doctor to see if she could do something about it, to get me registered with these people. But all she did was phoned up and asked nicely and said, could you please let him? And they just said no, because he's not under our umbrella. So that was the end of that, really. And that was that. You did get a free drink when you went down there. I'd get a free drink because that's what they did. But we could have come to some sort of compromise, and they don't give me the free drink. They still let me in the bloody club because it was being held in a pub. But oh no, they weren't coming to a fucking compromise. I couldn't get to talk to the person who was running the place. And a couple of weeks later, I know this is going back some time. A couple of weeks later, somebody at a church that I had to go to at the time, because I was working there, they said, you can always come to a compromise. And I just said, no, you fucking can't come to a compromise. If somebody doesn't have to come to a compromise, they're not going to fucking come to a compromise. And they weren't very happy about it. Anyway, my support worker, who I'm with now, She did find me at a youth club, well, club for disabled people, but there was only one little problem. These people really were physically disabled, and basically, what I mean by that is they were like going around. I mean, there was one bloke there going around. There was some bloke jumping up and down, making stupid noises. And probably the worst thing about it was the people there who ran the place were just, they were treating me the same. And I'm not like them. On the first day I went there, I told, they were having an argument about, well, a friendly argument, should I say, about who sung Gino. They seemed to think it was madness, and I told them it was Dexys Midnight Run, and they just never listened to me, they just carried on. And this argument went on for about 5 more minutes after I told them. And the next time I went there, they like sat me down, and this woman went, "There you go, sit there and eat your soup." And I just turned around and I just basically shouted, "I am not a fucking child, stop fucking treating me like one." And it all came to a head later on that day because a girl come over to me who had, from what I could work out, she had Down syndrome, and I think she tried to get me to touch her breasts, and they just dragged her away. And I just said, "What the hell was all that about?" And they said that, they all come out of all this shit about, and I said, "I think you've got to understand that disabled people have feelings like that as well." And they're wondering what the bloody hell, why? Why is she going, why is it when she sees a man she goes wet? And I think they said to me something like, "She ain't going to go wet if she sees you." Anyway, something else I did yesterday was I downloaded yet another solitaire game on my computer, so now I must have tons of the bloody things. The proper name for the game would be golf, because you just pick one card that's higher or lower than the base card. And I watched Prisoner Cell Block H. I've got up to the one where Erica Davison has resigned, and she's done it in a rather weird way, because she didn't exactly slam the tables on the thing. "I am resigning." Ted Douglas, who later went on to be Harold Bishop in Neighbours, he just sort of like, one of them went in there, Meg Morris went in there, and she said, "Where's Erica?" And he said, "You're never going to see her again, she's resigned." And after that I had a bit of a drink, I watched the TV, and that was the end of Tuesday, or that day.